Tiger fans, welcome back to the Morgan Thomas Show, where we bring you all the latest news and updates on your Clemson Tigers. Today, we have some exciting recruiting news to share with you as the Tigers wasted no time securing another commitment for their 2024 recruiting class. And this time, it's defensive end and edge rusher Adam Kissayi from Palm Bay, Florida. Now, originally committed to Minnesota, Kissayi took to social media on July 13th, expressing his gratitude to God and announcing that he had received an offer from Clemson University after having a great conversation with Coach Dabo Swinney. Now, shortly after this post of a Clemson offer, he then decommitted from Minnesota. And then just a day later, on July 14th, he posted his commitment to the Clemson Tigers, expressing his heartfelt appreciation to God again, acknowledging his support from his parents, his teammates, his coaches, and even taking the opportunity to encourage other young players to maintain their faith through the process. Well, let's take a look at Kissayi's profile, standing 6'7.5", weighing 230 pounds, now up big time from his previous season. So he's been able to put on a ton of weight so far. Obviously, he has that tall frame to be able to add that weight. Currently, he's a 3-star prospect according to 24/7 Sports composite rankings, and he's ranked as the 42nd best edge rusher in the class, the 90th best player in the state of Florida. Prior to his commitment, Kissayi had made an official visit to Minnesota and Rutgers. I didn't see anywhere where he'd made an official visit to Clemson, but it is worth noting that he came to Clemson's camp multiple times throughout the years, and he even has a personal connection because his mother actually lives in Malden, South Carolina, just 15 minutes down the road from me. So, looking at his on-field performance, Kissayi's junior season in 2022 showcased his skills and his potential. In just 9 games played, he recorded an impressive 33 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks. Yeah, you heard that right, 8.5 sacks with 2 pass breakups. It's worth mentioning that he also has a background as a former quarterback and playing soccer as well. So he is a very versatile athlete. Now, switching gears to take a closer look at his team specific, the Heritage Panthers from Palm Bay, Florida. They started out the season pretty slow in 2022, having 4 consecutive losses, but they managed to turn things around in late September, finishing the season with a record 5 wins and 5 overall losses, actually finishing the last 6 games 5-1. So they really turned things around late September, even beating Merritt Island 20-6. Now let's talk about his film specifically. So one can't overlook the towering presence this guy has. I mean, 6'7" in stature. You really can't miss that. Allowing him to cover a ton of ground, and with his arm length being able to get, really wrap up anybody in his area. His background in soccer gives him that agility as well. I like his footwork and his nimbleness, almost kind of, in a lot of ways, I will say this, resembling a basketball player playing football with football pads. Although it appears he's kind of slender right now, from the film, I don't think this film shows him at 230 right now. I think this is before he bulked up a little bit. But he was still able to use his speed and his nimbleness, his agility to get 8.5 sacks in a short amount of games. Kind of reminded me of someone like maybe a young KJ Henry, who, you remember when he came in, everybody said, oh, KJ Henry, he's a 5-star guy, but he's a basketball player. He's not really a football player. Well, we saw how that turned out. KJ Henry ended up having an amazing career at Clemson, even though it did take a year or two for him to kind of develop into his own, yeah? So his highlights display, again, he's versatile. He has a great spin move. He finds himself being able to get into the backfield very easily. Because of his agility and his ability to catch the football, they even put him at the tight end position a ton, and he's been able to score touchdowns from that position. So now some people say it's kind of interesting. Some in the comments have told me it's kind of interesting to see Kissayi playing in a 3-point stance, considering the way he looks. In a stronger program, he might not be in that type of role. Maybe he would be more in an outside linebacker role, maybe in a 3-4 defense type thing. And I actually agree with that. It does seem like a little bit weird for a tall, skinny guy to be in a 3-point stance. and not just standing up and blitzing on the outside. But I really do like his relentless pursuit of every play possible. I mean, he really tries to get in there and get his nose in the football, even if it's a run up the middle, if it's a run to the outside, if he's having to take on one or two blockers. He knows how to use his speed. He knows how to use his length. Depending on what it is. And he's also not afraid to get in there and get dirty in the pileup for sure. So I like that about him. Again, weighing 230 pounds, he's already made progress gaining that weight that he's needed. He'll need to continue to physically develop as many, true freshmen will when they first come in. But nonetheless, it seems pretty promising to see this guy out there. Obviously, the coaching staff has seen him for multiple years now, so it's not a surprise to them what skills he brings. Interesting to see how quickly he was to commit to Clemson. Obviously, his mother will be able to see him play football much more probably than she is now, I'm assuming. So with only being, less than an hour away from the Clemson Stadium, living in Malden. So Tiger fans, let me know what your thoughts and comments are below. And let me know what you think about Kissayi and his film. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.